Hello everyone, this is the Force Gaming Group and I am Rosario. Today I'm going to be showing you a match between Baron Von Doom and Luko. This match was requested by Luko for me to cast because he thought it was an interesting game and he wanted to see how it got cast. I don't really know why he wanted me to cast it, but I'm casting it for him. I believe this was game 2 of a series from a tournament, I believe from the previous week. I have not seen this game, so it'll be interesting to see exactly what's happening. The few things I do know about the game is that Baron is spawning as random, and in this one he is spawning as Protoss, so it will be a Protoss versus Protoss mirror matchup on Lost Temple, and that Baron is a Diamond player and Luko is a Bronze player. Strangely enough, though, even though there is such a discrepancy in the leagues, Luko is a very good player, and I heard it was a very interesting match. So we will see exactly what happens. So yes, like I said, Lost Temple, they are spawning in cross positions. This will make for an interesting game. Let's see if we have a rush. Now, in most games, when you spawn in cross positions, it means it's going to be a very macro-heavy play because the rush distance is so long. But because they are Protoss, rush distances sometimes are not an issue. That warp gate research is definitely a key component to making sure that you can rush even when the distance is very vast. So we will see if that comes into play. Now we had 9 pylon going down for Baron. I'll pull up the production tab. We also had 9 pylon going down for Luko, and it looks like Baron had just thrown down his first gateway at 12. He is throwing down a simulator at 13, and he will saturate that as soon as it comes up. Chrono boosting out some probes. And down in Luko's base, it sees that we have gateway down at, I believe, 13, maybe 14. And a simulator also down at 14. Also chrono boosting out probes. Pretty standard play from both of them. Luko does have his scout. Looks like Baron's scout is a little later, so he will see his base a little further down in the path of his early tech. Luko puts his probe over here. Baron does have a probe that is coming out over. He does he see that? I think he may have. No, that's... Yes, or no, that's Luko, sorry. Okay, he did have a probe come over here, but it was not far enough, and his probe was hidden. So Luko is there, and Baron does not know. Cybernetics core has come down for Baron. Cybernetics core is about to come down for Luko. It looks like there was some harassment fighting here, and Baron had one, so his probe will be able to search around for a little longer, but that gateway is up. Zealot will be coming out soon, so he will pull that probe out, and either he will pull it back or put it on the Xel'Naga tower. And it looks like he will be taking the Xel'Naga watchtower to make sure he can check for any pushes from Luko, which is extremely intelligent due to the cross positions. This is the area that is most important because most of this spot will be where a push will come from. Also looks like he is placing some pylons out around the edges of his base to make sure that he can get vision of the entire base. And he does have that warp gate research coming in, and he is chrono boosting that. Second assimilator had gone up for him. First assimilator is up for Luko, but he does not have it saturated yet. 3 more gateways coming down. We could see 4 gate push. With warp gate research, maybe he will do exactly the thing I had just discussed. He could throw down a proxy pylon with this probe and start gating units right into Baron's base. That is definitely a viable thing. Or he could go for a push. We will see if he decides to scout more of this or throw down some probes. Looks like we have a robotics facility coming down for Baron, and he also has a second gateway, so we can see a 2-gate robo fast expand or a possible 3-gate robo. We will see if he throws down another gateway. It looks like he is again chrono boosting this research to make sure that the warp gate research is up as soon as possible. He will probably be throwing down a, yes, there we go, a chrono boost on that warp gate for him also. He has not built any defensive units yet. It looks like Baron is the only one. He has a sentry up, and he is throwing down some more pylons. He has not thrown down any other buildings, no, but he is coming out with his first observer. Since Luko does not have a robotics facility, he will not have observers, so his scouting is limited to what he saw. But look at this, he is throwing down some pylons in the back of Baron's mineral line. It looks like he is going to go with that warp gate harass. Let's see if it's effective. Baron's going to have to come up, brings his sentry, brings the zealot, trying to take out these pylons before they spawn. Also, he's bringing probes off the line to definitely make sure he can stop this. He knows exactly what's going to be happening, trying to take these out. Luko's spawning. Looks like we have some zealots, a couple stalkers, two zealots coming in. He also has pylon over here. Remember, Baron does not know about this pylon. It looks like that this pylon was taken out, this pylon was taken out, moving on to the third pylon, but he is definitely taking some damage. We will go to the unit count to make sure we can watch this to see exactly how the probe count works. He is harassing both of these. Looks like this Immortal is going to come up and try to help out. That Zealot is almost dead, so he should be able to kite that one away, but more reinforcements coming in for Baron. Looks like this pylon still has not gone down yet, so he may be able to warp in a couple other. No, that one has gone down, so he will be able to clean this up. Very good for Baron. Unfortunately, he is going to clean up that last Zealot, but he does not know about this pylon, so Luko can continue the attack. He does have an observer down here, so he can see that he is on 4 gate. He has not taken this extra gas yet for an assimilator. I'm a little surprised by that. It looks like he had warped in a couple more Zealots. Still doing some harass. Looks like that Immortal, yes, will die. Stalker's trying to clean up these Zealots. He will probably push off. Has he actually seen... No, he has not seen this pylon yet, so he is still not knowing where these are coming from. That will definitely be an issue. Looks like Baron's bringing in some more stalkers, going to put them at the front of the base. Unfortunately, he does not know that his base is still potentially compromised. Going to chrono boost out some probes. It looks like Luko is going to bring some stalkers up through the Xel'Naga Watchtower. He did not stop at it, so he may be doing this as a ruse. So Baron thinks that his front is going to get attacked. He's going to pull those stalkers up and start to go for a push. Let's see what happens. Yes, he goes with 4 Zealots through the back. He's going to do an attack on the front, pulling all the units up to the front. He'll probably back off with these, or he may run right up to the mineral line. Oh, he gets blocked off by Baron, so Baron will take this out. Unfortunately, those Zealots are coming in, cleaning up his probes. Probe difference is becoming very vast. That is almost double the amount of probes for Luko. These Zealots are starting to get cleaned up. They will potentially take down this Immortal. And yes, no, they do not. Okay, Baron comes up with a couple more sentries. He now knows that something is going on. 4 more Zealots coming in, going to do some more harass. He's going to have to clean up these Zealots before he decides to clean up this. Luko will use his chrono boost to make sure that these are cooled down. They are cooled down. He can warp in some more units, but Baron finally does find out about this. He's going to keep that Immortal on that so he can take care of that and make sure his base is not compromised anymore, pulling his units to the front, but I believe the damage has already been done. Baron is at 11 probes while Luko is at 24. Very comfortable. Baron is wondering exactly what's going on. Very cautious. He's going to have to play. Luko does throw out another proxy pylon, but Baron sees it right away. He will pick that off. Another Immortal coming out. Unfortunately, Luko is spawning. Baron can see it, but there is not much he can do about it. If he pushes out, he knows he could be in a bad place. It looks like he will pull down here and start to expand himself. Since he is seeing this expansion up, he knows that he cannot fall behind. He is already currently so low in the probe count that if he does not get another base up, he is going to fall behind extremely quickly. Second assimilator had finally come up. 3 more gateways coming down, so he will definitely stay on this gateway tech. We may potentially see a couple different things from this. I doubt he will go Robo with this, but he could go Twilight Council. He could also go up into Templar Archives and get High Templars. He could also even go up to Dark Templars, but I think he will continue with the high aggression, high harass that we saw with this 1 base play. He'll transition into 2 base, start building up some units, and then go for a good timing 2 base push. He needs to turn these into warp gates, but he is still warping in some units. There you go. Warp gates go down. He has some sentries down here. He will be able to block off here from the high ground. Pylon here so he can warp units down to low ground if necessary. Stalker's also up here so he can pick off from the high ground also. And he is just going to continue to push this probe difference. He is at 30 probes while Baron is at 19. Baron does have this second base coming up, but it is not up yet, and that probe count is definitely going to be a factor. His money is going a lot slower than Luko's, and even with this observer and even with being able to see exactly what Luko is doing, there is not much he's going to be able to do to stop it. Double assimilator going up for Luko in his natural. Looks like he is still chrono boosting out probes, 34 to 20 probes. This is definitely a big gap, and this is definitely going to put Luko in a commanding lead for the majority of this game until Baron can catch up. Now what Luko needs to make sure that he does is that he balances how much he's going to work up his economy without attacking, because if he does not use this time, then he will definitely see Baron get back into the game and definitely get a lot more probes out. And if he does, Baron could come back in this game and he could potentially take a win. But we shall see. Currently, it is looking pretty one-sided. Looks like mostly it's just pretty passive. Luko set up some pylons to make sure he can check the edges of his base. He has one little dark spot here, so he may put a pylon there. He is just continuing to warp in some units, definitely making sure that he's working out these probes. He's keeping his money low. This is very good. Baron just got this up. He is starting to get it saturated. Unfortunately, like we said, on the unit count,